I found out I was fired 2 weeks after I was.
This article was just out there with you fired and no one noticed until a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
So for the past couple of weeks, you thought you were still working for her. She didn't let you know that you weren't working for her for 2 weeks.
And I was doing work for her.
While you're doing work, you are fired in the newspaper. Wow, this is like parallel universe stuff. There's a parallel universe where you are fired and also one where you are still working on
Schrodinger's cat. Am I fired or am I not?
We're rolling. We're rolling.
This is a real thing. Real thing.
None of you have the balls to stop this. Stop this.
I've got plenty of time. I have nothing else going on today.
We're in the Wedge neighborhood right now.
Okay, we're back on the Wedge Live podcast. I'm your host, John Edwards. This is a very special episode with someone whose name you have probably heard. Everyone's talking about it. Jake, the campaign manager for Brenda Short. You may have seen Jake. Jake was fired during an interview. Jake, you found out that you were fired during this interview. Is that correct?
I found out 2 days ago.
Like reading the interview?
From someone sending it to me.
Somebody sending you the interview.
Someone sent me a Twitter link to the interview.
That's a heck of a way to find out that you got fired. Getting a little ahead of myself because I'm so excited to have this conversation. I'm talking to Jake Ameca Luna, the former campaign manager for Brenda Short, who you may not have known was running for mayor of Minneapolis. Through no fault of Jake's, by the way. Thanks for coming here and talking about this. Are you doing okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I've got so many messages from people who are concerned for you. People I know and respect have a lot of affection for you. And so people are thinking of you, Jake.
That's nice to hear. That's for a good reason, hopefully.
They're very concerned that I will not take care of you. I will do harm to you in some way. I'm not going to do harm to Jake on this podcast episode. As we mentioned, you learned that you were fired from someone sending you an interview that your candidate gave, your mayoral candidate, Brenda Short, to the Minnesota Daily. I'm going to read that here. The answer she gave about challenges facing her campaign. Another challenge was that I hired my campaign manager, Jake, who will no longer be working on my team as of today. I had a press release and I sent it to Jake, and all he had to do was forward it. I even gave him the emails to all the newspapers and all Fox 9, KARE 11 numbers. Jake sent in the press release, and then I kept on asking him. I said, Jake, did you follow up? Did you hear anything back? And he said, oh, I'll call right now. And he kept on saying he got voicemails up until the time of my press release was on Tuesday, and the people came, but the news people didn't come. So I called Fox, and they said they got documents, but it didn't give a date or a time. And I'm like, no, it was there. And I looked on my email and he said, no, we got it from Jake, but it wasn't there. So the email I sent Jake had the information on it, but Jake sent it to Fox 9 without the proper information on it. And he had even deleted the date line where it said date and time. And I was like, okay, that was a mistake. And then when I called him on it, he's like, oh, my bad. So then that was my first knowledge that you were trying to destroy my campaign within the campaign. Wow. I cried about it yesterday, got up today, and wrote his termination letter this morning, and I hadn't had time to talk to him. I was going to talk to him later on today, so I guess he'll read it in the newspaper. Okay, there was a lot there. That was Brenda Short firing Jake in an interview. Jake, I've seen the press release, but I'm going to let you explain what is true or false and what Brenda has said about you.
Yes, I didn't do a time. I mean, I didn't do a date. Like, I didn't do the specific day. That's about it.
No, so I'm going to defend you here. I've seen the press release.
What I mean is that's about today. That's what was accurate. I did say today, but I accidentally said that I sent it the day before.
Oh, so that was the mistake. You sent it
the day before. It could have been pretty obvious that it was a mistake because when I said today at 4 p.m., I did say the date, the time.
Mm-hmm.
I sent it at 5 p.m., meaning that I likely just meant the next day, but I digress. As well as the fact it didn't actually, the one she sent me didn't have a date. It just said the word date.
Oh, she's fortunate to have anyone helping her with her campaign, I think. So it doesn't seem like so if I had received this press release for Brenda Short's mayoral announcement, I wouldn't have come either, and it wouldn't have been because I was confused about when it was. I feel like she's putting a lot on you. Were you trying to destroy her campaign from within the campaign? That's what she said. She's very conspiratorial about it.
Of course. No, I was not. I just made an honest mistake. I honestly just forgot. She also had me edit it. I had to go through the entire thing and edit it. That's why I removed the word date, so I could examine it easier.
Right.
And then I just forgot to add it back.
Okay. And you sent it around 5 p.m. the previous day, and it said today, 4 p.m. It should have said tomorrow. That was the mistake you made. Mm-hmm. Are you the only person? Were you the only person helping Brenda with her campaign? Was it just you?
One other person, but she does a very different way of it. I'm more the managerial stuff. Hers is more outreach. Well, not out. Mine is more getting emails, setting up things. Hers is getting people to come to events.
So when someone sent this to you, what are you thinking when you learned Brenda fired you during an interview?
I was very confused because the last time we talked, we seemed to be on good footing.
Right.
The weirdest thing, when I looked back at the Minnesota Daily News report, it's from the 15th. And then she said that she couldn't talk to me that day. The last time we talked was the 15th. She lied in the interview about not being able to talk to me because that is when we talked. And she also lied, saying that the reason she wasn't talking to me was because she was sick and had family over, citing a cultural reason for why she couldn't talk.
Right. The impression I got from the interview is she's looking for reasons for why, for her own deficiencies. Like, people are trying to suppress my campaign. It's one of the things that was in the press release. People are trying to suppress the announcement of my campaign. Like, people are arrayed against her, and she's like folding you into her challenges. I suspect she's trying to come up with a good answer in an interview. And she's like, I know what I'll do. I'm going to throw Jake, the person trying to help me, under the bus. And that will make me someone that people want to vote for. That'll make me sympathetic. People will love me if I throw my 19-year-old campaign manager under the bus as the first thing I do is a mayoral candidate. Does that seem correct?
Roughly.
So did she write most of the press release?
She wrote it. I edited it. I went through it all. Check some stuff out just to make sure it was all sound, just to make it improve it, I guess, because I'm also a writer. I'm someone that does this a lot, so I have a lot of experience in it.
What other campaigns have you worked on? Like, a lot of people have contacted me, I said before, who know you and have worked with you and have some affection for you. So, like, who have you helped? Who have you worked for in the past?
I've never been like a manager, but I've worked on a bunch. I've worked for Isabel Rose, Toya Lopez, both of them. I can't remember now which district it was because it was so. I think it was 61A, as well as Anam. I can't remember quite. It's Mahmoud, I believe. Mahmoud.
Okay.
But you know who I mean. For 62B, I've also done John Hewitt for my own district. There's a bunch other. The Senate, the single Senate election. Ann Stewart Johnson. I knocked for her a bunch. There's a lot of people.
You're out there, and a lot of this is unpaid. Like volunteer work, or
all of it besides Ann Stewart.
You're just out there trying to help people get elected. You're like a super volunteer. What a way for Brenda to repay you. Oreen Chowdhury. Do you know Oreen Chowdhury?
Oh, yeah.
She speaks highly of you and wanted me to be very nice to you. And that wouldn't be ethical of me to take her advice on that. But I just wanted to pass that along.
On my wall, it's hard to see. I got hers right there. Okay,
you've even got Oreen's campaign sign on your
wall. I got her to
there.
sign it, so I had to, of course, put it up.
There you go. So Brenda, who is a stickler, Brenda Short, who is a stickler for detail, attention to detail, had a number of flubs in this interview, I'm noticing. So Brenda's got more problems on her campaign than Jake. So she referred to Jesse Diamond as the reason she's running for mayor. I didn't know who Jesse Diamond was. And then I thought about it a moment. I guess she meant Justine Damon, who was killed by MPD in 2017. It's odd to like flub the name of the reason, the person who is the reason you're running. And then she said the officer minimum is a state law. That's not true. And she should know this because it was a major topic of debate in 2021 that the officer minimum is in the city charter. It's not a matter of state law. So Brenda, glass houses and throwing stones. Don't do that. So how did you get mixed up with Brenda Short?
It was a very interesting path. It was very quick. So what happened was I gave a speech on Black history at the DSA headquarters. It was in late October, and then we talked a little bit. She plugged the mayor thing during my speech, like during the questions and answers stuff. And then I met her a few weeks later it was at the city council meeting in Minneapolis for Davis Mattori. I believe that's how you say his name.
Yeah.
We just spoke, briefly exchanged numbers, and then she called me a few days later, and then she asked me to be her manager, and that's about how it went.
Had things been going well up to that point? Like, I like this person. I feel good supporting them. Like, we're working well together. Were there any red flags? Not
really. I mean, looking back, people did say to just be wary. I wasn't sure why. I think it was because people might have been trying to tell me something, but not trying to say it directly. It's very possible. However, I never thought that I'd get such an opportunity this young. I thought I'd have to wait at least 2 more years before I'd get this opportunity, at least. And for it to come to me, I should have done more research. I should have looked into backgrounds. I was just simply flabbergasted at this opportunity that I was given.
Right. If somebody's running for mayor and they're like, "Will you help me?" It's kind of flattering. You're like, "Wow, you trust me with helping you run for mayor." I could see why you jump at that. The reason I might have advised you not to do it if we had known each other at that time is because she ran for city council and I don't know how many terms ago and kind of like didn't make a very serious campaign of it. And so that's why I would have been deeply skeptical of Brenda Short's mayoral campaign. So if you run for city council and you're not too great at that, why have you decided to graduate to running for mayor? That's kind of a big deal, running for mayor. So has anyone approached you trying to scoop you up? Do you have a campaign that you're supporting now, or have you moved on to supporting someone else for mayor?
I've been talking to people about it.
Okay.
It's also so recent. Like this, I literally found out less than 2 days ago. I found out at like 9 p.m. the first of the year. So it's still very fresh.
Well, you found out with the rest of us. We're all reading the same screenshot that Taylor posted.
I guess that's true. But I found out I was fired 2 weeks after I was.
Yeah, that's weird. We didn't get into the timeline, right? She gave the interview. What is the date on the article?
15.
So we're all finding out about this weeks later? Mm-hmm. This article was just out there with you fired and no one noticed until a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
That's a funny part of this that I hadn't even considered. I didn't even look at the date line on it. That just shows you the importance of reading dates, both on articles and on press releases. That's hilarious.
It's still just the date that always bothers me because, again, we talked on that day and then she said we were cool.
Right.
Then went behind my back that same day to say I was fired.
This opens up a lot of questions. Had you been working with her after December 15th?
She said that family was over and that her family didn't like politics, so that she claimed that her family, because of a cultural thing, were taking away her phone and had the authority to do so.
Okay.
And that's why she couldn't talk.
So for the past couple of weeks, you thought you were still working for her. She didn't let you know that you weren't working for her for 2 weeks.
And I was doing work for her.
While you're doing work, you are fired in the newspaper. Wow, this is like parallel universe stuff. There's a parallel universe where you are fired And also one where you are still working on
Schrodinger's cat. Am I fired or am I not?
Wow, there's so many levels to how wrong this is.
I went to like a whole campaign manager training during this time. I met with other people trying to run. I met with, I think, multiple people trying to run for city council, looking to work with us. But now I got to tell them that we can't.
And you had been fired the whole time. Also, you have to tell them, sorry, all the meetings I took with you, I didn't actually have the job I thought I did because my candidate fired me in the newspaper 2 weeks ago.
The person I totally, they've seemed cool about it.
Oh, yeah.
They've taken it well.
You're a sympathetic figure in this one. Even if you did make a small mistake, come on. Wow. Is there anything we haven't covered? Because I feel like it's good that we discovered this whole date thing that I wasn't even thinking about until now. Is there anything else that I'm missing about how weird this story is?
I think I've touched on most of it. The fact that, again, I've said this before, it just still baffles my head of why. Why would you, on the exact same day that you said you can't talk to me, she explicitly said that she couldn't talk to me in the 15th in the article.
Right.
But that's the only day she's talked to me in the last, 4 weeks. Right. The only time she's talked to me since I messed up that date has been the 15th. And the time she said she couldn't talk to me was the 15th. It just doesn't make any logic. I'm just so confused.
Yeah, this is a very confusing story. I'm glad you're also confused as a person very close to it because nobody else understands it either. There's some stuff going on with Brenda, I think. And it has nothing to do with you. Anyone else who's been wronged by Brenda has nothing to do with you. It's her. You're okay. You're going to be Jake. You're going to be okay, right? You can assure Arla, you're going to be okay. You're going to come back from this, right?
Oh, I'm already planning. I'm already trying to. I think honestly, the biggest disservice I could do after this, the worst thing I could do after something like this is not return with full ferocity on another campaign and to let this stifle my ability to bring change. I think that would be the worst thing I could do here because it would simply be continuing a path that leads to more harm in the world. And I can't let that happen.
Well, that's good to hear. I don't want anyone to get soured on local politics. It's good to meet someone so young who cares so much about local politics. Stay involved, Jake. Keep making a difference. All of Wedge Live Nation is with you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for joining me. This has been an abbreviated special edition of the Wedge Live podcast. I'm your host, John Edwards. Thank you for listening.
This is a real thing. Real thing.
None of you have the balls to stop this. Stop this.
I've got plenty of time. I have nothing else going on today.
We're in the Wedge neighborhood right now.